In 2008, Formula 1 was witnessing the rise of what looked like one of the most promising talents at the time. Robert Kubica is the man in question, and if you've been following the world of motorsport, you definitely heard of him before. But you probably didn't hear of him as an F1 world champion or as one of the most accomplished drivers out there. Which is strange, right? Because that's exactly what a lot of people thought he'd be in future. But that didn't happen. In fact, the story of Robert Kubica almost feels unfinished. The talent this guy possessed and the results that followed just don't add up. He had so much potential, but sadly, it never amounted to what was expected. So I want to talk about that in this video. So let's take a little look back on his career. Robert started karting at around 10 years old. Now, for reference, most F1 drivers or just motorsport drivers in general started karting at an absurdly young age. Well, absurd for us, but actually completely normal in the world of motorsport. Somewhere between 5 to 7 years of age. It's still crazy to me, these guys are literally infants in cars, racing at 80 kilometers an hour. It's like Mario Kart in real life. But anyway, 10 years old was a little bit on the older side. And so you might think that would have put Kubica at a disadvantage. But no, Robert saw quick success in his karting career, which really just showed from the start that this guy was built to race. He won 6 Polish karting championship titles in the span of 3 years. And that was him when he first started. He then thought, yeah, I'm too good for these guys, and went to Italy for a more competitive experience. And in 1998, he proved that even that wasn't enough because he won the International Italian Junior Karting Championship. He also placed second in the European Junior Karting Championship, which is extremely impressive given we're now talking about the best of the best Europe has to offer. And he also placed 4th overall in the Karting World Championship. After karting, he had a short stint as a Formula Reno test driver, but then in 2001 he got a full-time seat. In his second year in Formula Reno, he placed second in the driver's standings. He then moved on to Formula 3, but it wasn't that simple of a transition. You see, before he was supposed to debut in Formula 3, Robert had a little bit of an accident. So yeah, left him with a broken arm being held together by metal screws right before he was supposed to start his first season in F3. But even with titanium in his arm, Cyborg managed to start his first year in F3. And on his delayed debut, Kubica managed to win the damn race. If that's not impressive, I don't freaking know what is. Now, the remainder of his year didn't see that level of success again, and he ended the year in 12th place. But he did of course miss out on a handful of races because of his little incident. Pun very much intended. In his second year, he placed 7th in the standings, and then in 2005 he won the World Series by Reno Championship, which landed him the opportunity to have a test with the Reno F1 team. And then in 2006, he became the test and reserve driver for BMW Sauber, where he impressed so damn much that he got promoted mid-season to a full-time seat after Jacques Villeneuve's departure. And this is where it all began. But his first half a year in F1 paled in comparison to his first full year. He shocked the world of Formula 1 after scoring podiums in Italy and Belgium. But then in 2008, Kubica got his well-deserved first F1 victory, and ended that year 4th place in the standings, equal on points with Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen. All that in a freaking Sauber. Now, remember how at the start of the video I said that F1 was witnessing the rise of a major talent? This was it. So the next year, 2009, we don't really talk about because, well, the car was just so damn bad that not even a miracle could have helped their case very much. So in 2010, Kubica made the move to Renault, and there he clapped Vitaly Petrov's cheeks so damn hard, you could hear it from Mars. He scored 136 points as opposed to Petrov's monstrous 27. Around this time, there were speculations about Robert potentially moving to Ferrari. In fact, there are existing reports that Ferrari actually did consider him as a possible candidate for a future drive. This would have been incredible for Kubica's career since he never actually had the opportunity to race for a top team. There he could show what he was truly capable of, and potentially even challenge for a title like many people believed he could. But in his free time, Robert did do a bit of rallying. Obviously one of, if not the most challenging form of motorsport of all. And in 2011, it really proved to be just that. Kubica got into a life-threatening accident during the Ronde di Andorra rally in Italy, where he lost control of the car and collided with a track barrier. Now, just saying that doesn't make it sound all that scary, right? But the angle at which the barrier was hit caused it to sort of curl up and go straight through the car itself. It resulted in Kubica losing half of his forearm and a couple of other fractures. It really was a miracle that he got out of that accident with his life and just those injuries. And of course you could probably imagine this was the beginning of the end. That Ferrari move never happened, and his F1 career, it pretty much ended there and then. Though he did make a comeback in 2019 with Williams, at this point Kubica was obviously out of his prime, and even then, Williams couldn't really offer him much of a car anyway. And this is exactly what I mean when I say Robert Kubica's potential and talent was wasted. He proved in his very first years in F1 that he had what it took to become someone big in the sport. And all because of one crash, his prime years in F1 disappeared. Just like that. But let's not end it on a low note. Because while his F1 career didn't go anywhere, Robert Kubica did show how versatile of a driver he was after his crash. Once rehabilitated, Kubica continued rallying and participated in major events like the European and World Rally Championships. And he did pretty well. He then also dabbled in endurance racing, competing in both the World Endurance Championship and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. He saw reasonable success in the World Endurance Championship when winning his first ever WEC race at the 6 Hours of Spa, and he got a few more podiums to go along with it. Overall, his career after his crash in 2011 really highlighted his versatility and his ability to adapt to whatever racing category, making him not only a brilliant Formula 1 driver, but just an overall amazing driver in general. And with the insane resilience he showed throughout his career, it really does make you wonder what could have happened had he not got into that accident in 2011. But that's about it from me, guys. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more of this kind of content, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, you just might like some of my others, so be sure to check them out too. But really guys, thank you all so much for watching, God bless, and until next time, bye bye.